Hello everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. In this one I'm going to show you how to be brave with colour. There aren't really any tips or tricks that I can give you other than just do it. Just get those colours out and get them on your page. I think bright colours, I don't always want to use them, but some days I do, and some days I need that splash of bright colour. So I'm playing in Dina Wakley's ledger journal, and I'm just showing you how you can make acrylic paint behave a little bit like watercolour. So there isn't any gesso on these pages at all. Now they do buckle a little bit once they dry. Doesn't really bother me because once the journal gets closed, the pages are going to flatten out again. So I'm adding a little bit of paint on and then going in with some water and just to help it move around a little bit. So I've got a wet brush, spread the paint around and then spritz it with water just to make it travel and be a bit more fluid. Going around the outside of my page, and I'm using a rainbow of colours. And I think it's one of those things that is brilliant about art journaling is it's such a safe place to try these new techniques, new ideas, and find your colour palette, that the one that makes you happy, the one that you reach for when you want to cheer yourself up a little bit. For me, that is rainbow colours. Um, they are my favourite ones to use. So when it comes to being brave with colour, you just have to do it. So I'm just going to follow on with that technique all the way around until I join my colours back up at the top. And I'm going to have that little area in the middle where there is some white space. I know that's unusual for me. I don't often manage to leave white space. And this kind of happened a little bit by accident. It wasn't intentional. But those happy accidents are often the best ones, I think. So just pulling those colours around the edge. So I'll tell you what I've used so far. I've used Ruby, Tangelo, Lemon, Lime, Peacock. This is Sky. And I'm just going to carry on following those colours all the way around the edge. I think I use Iris next and then Magenta and Raspberry just to finish off. So then I wanted to think about adding some stenciling onto my page. So this is the Frond Coaster stencil. This is a nice, easy way to use this. So I'm now going in with the paint not watered down at all. So I'm going to get a slightly darker tone on tone effect. I'm overlapping the stencil. And once I've gone round with all my colours, I'm then going to outline the stenciling. So you can see I've also added some splatters onto the page. I had bits of paint left over, so rather than waste them, I thought I would go round and splatter those onto the page. And then I'm just using a gel pen and I'm just going round and outlining those frond shapes from the stencil. Um, I'm doing it so that some are on top of the other ones and some are behind. I'm just kind of working my way around the page. It was a very steady, calming process to do this. You can see I'm not rushing. In fact, I think I'm actually watching something or listening to a podcast while I'm doing this. I find that um, it just, I don't know, the whole practice of creating is so calming. So once I've done that, I'm then going to go with a text stencil. This one's called Create Yourself. It's one of Dina's, and I'm using some white, and I'm just going to add some little bits of white text onto my page. So I'm starting to think about just bringing in a little bit of contrast. I've also added some dotty stamping around the edges of my page too, which I must have done in a bit that I've edited out. In with some white splatters. So again, thinking about a bit of contrast, that just really brings the page alive, doesn't it? Adding those little touches of white. Um, yeah, it's a great technique, the splatters. It's one that ends up on lots and lots of pages. So this is the old school stencil, also from Dina Wakley, from one of the previous releases. And here I'm just going to write my words into the centre of my page using the stencil and just using letters to spell out words, using black paint and a makeup sponge that I've just cut down a little bit smaller so that I can more easily get those letters on without getting other bits in the way. And then the stencil has these little circles on the side, so I thought I'm just going to put a few of those coming into my page. Sorry about my head. But yeah, just to bring a little bit of contrast around the edge of the page as well and tie in that black text that's in the centre. Next, I'm outlining the words in the centre, so that's just going to make those letters look a little bit bolder. And I was loving how this page was coming together, but I felt that it needed another element around the edge. So I've grabbed the Sticks with Leaves stamp set, and again I'm going to use white. I need more white around the edges of my page. It doesn't feel quite balanced yet. So I'm applying the paint onto my stamp and I'm going to just stamp that around the edge, overlapping with some of the stenciling that is already on there. The other great thing about stamps like this is it's quite directional. So everything is pointing into those words in the centre. The ones that I've stamped and the stenciling that I did first, it's all giving that flow into those words in the middle of my page. And then I think once I had done that, this page was pretty much finished. Really easy, technique to have a go at. So have a go at watering down your acrylic paint and playing with it like it's watercolour. Of course, it behaves very differently to how it does when it's not watered down, but you can create some really interesting effects on your journal pages. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Go and be colour brave. You can do it. Just get those colours out and get them on your journal page. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.